So there's stage speaking and there's video storytelling, right? So we can touch a little bit on both. On stage, obviously, people are tied to having what I call a security blanket, which is a PowerPoint presentation, right? They just have to have something on the screen displayed. Now, if we compare different types of, presentations, let's say TED Talk to a regular keynote or, conference type of presentations, those are two completely different styles, right? TED Talk is just the PowerPoint is just for background, just to make the speaker look good. The speaker is the storyteller. They describe, the journey. They describe, through different pauses and the inflections of the voice, the message that they're trying to convey. Now, if you're an executive, an entrepreneur, leader, and you're presenting on stage, obviously, most of the time, I should say, obviously, most of the time you will be using the PowerPoint, right? So it is important to not rely on that PowerPoint with a lot of words. Your words have to come out of your mouth. They should not be sitting on the PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint is there just as a cue, and you know that more than anybody because you coach people, on speaking engagements, on speaking stage speaking. So you use your PowerPoint only for as a cue, what your next message is. And let's say if it's a very technical message, what I advise usually is to distill technicality into simple visual sort of sequence of the story, right? Be it with icons and the sort of a word accompanying the icon, or like a design something that would tell that story, visually while you're speaking it on stage. So that's, for stage type of presentations. And obviously everything that we talked before, in terms of clarity of the communication, you have to not use any jargon, distill that information, be clear on what you're saying. And again, on stage, when you speak on stage, and actually it's the same advice even on camera, use voice inflections, pauses, don't be afraid of the silence. You don't need to rush through things, just to get it out of your brain and out of your mouth. Give yourself those pauses, because we have to remember that our audiences don't know the information that we know.
Yes.
So they're listening and trying to digest it at the same time, maybe take notes, right? Remember it. So we have to give them space to digest that information, and not just rush through the bullet points that we have, on our script to deliver. Nobody knows those bullet points but you. If you miss one bullet point, that's not a problem. The audience didn't even know it existed. So you really don't have to worry about that part.